In the end, Badeni didn't want the homeless guy's brain. He wanted his scalp. My theory, for those that missed it, yes, I assume that when Badeni went to that homeless guy and said, hey, I don't want this or that, I just want this, I thought he needed the guy's brain. And my theory behind that was because he just got done saying that he had a whole bunch of calculations to do. And so I figured that maybe this homeless guy, through the notes from Oxy, said that he used to do accounting for somebody or something, or maybe he used to do something that requires some kind of math. And so I assume that was the case. But no, he literally just needed it right here, not inside there, here. I want to tattoo you guys' heads. So shave everybody's heads and tattoo them all. Very, very cool way of transitioning there, or at least passing that on. Now, granted, they're going to have to stay in that underground area. And that's my assumption there, is that one guy came out to get the bread from him and went back down. But no, they literally have to stay down there for their hair to grow back because they're walking around with heretical ideas on their head. He's like, yeah, we're going to do that. And then he said to let it grow out. And yeah, just hope that their hair doesn't fall out. Otherwise, they're literally going to get burnt at the stake right then and there. But anyways, cool way of transitioning that. I really wasn't seeing it be Grabowski, but that was one of my choices. I mean, we literally only had Grabowski and Yolenta. That was the only two known characters that could pass it on. Yeah, technically Novak, but we'll get into Novak in a minute. Man, that part in the entire episode just gut punch. But yes, that was the only two characters. And yes, Grabowski did show signs that he was into the idea of something that he wasn't allowed to have. He's somebody that could technically, he had that door open. And I think Badini seen that. He came in there and asked for something from somebody that was branded a heretic. And so, okay, if he's asking for that, there's a possibility there. Just kind of interesting to have that sort of, I guess, that door completely open, because Badeni is going out on a limb here. Grabowski is somebody that technically is a very questionable choice because he is a man of the cloth, and that's the only sign that he has shown Badeni, at least that we've seen. Now, Badeni, through his time being there, could have seen something else there. And yes, technically, through their time together, at least from Grabowski's perspective, they were very, he was very kind of disconnected. He was doing a lot of weird things. He didn't know much about him, yada, yada, yada. So it was definitely going out on a massive limb here. But again, he technically did give him the one thing he wanted, which was something that, again, was from somebody that was branded a heretic. And so it does almost kind of say, here, have the apple. Here, partake a little bit in what I'm doing here, but I also need a favor. But it was cool. It was technically that letter and how he literally begs him. He says, I know this sounds weird, but please, I beg you, do this thing. It's almost like he's groveling before Grabowski. Please do this one thing for me. I'm just asking you to do this one thing for me. Because yes, if Grabowski doesn't do this, it's gone. It's completely gone. The letter itself, it is a massive sign that he's changed a lot. And again, we've seen this change. We've seen this steady change of Badini's character and how he's been accepting Oxy. And yeah, in the end, wants Oxy's writing to be out there. And that was the crazy thing, because what else did he ask Grabowski? Please educate them. Please educate him. Yes, he wanted all these men to be educated. He wanted Grabowski to educate them, which, yes, is in line with how he felt about Oxy. He wanted to pass on Oxy's writing, even though he's always talked about how, yeah, he's uneducated. He shouldn't be allowed to write. But no, you're going to be the one that will spread the word. Because it's so simple, people will understand it. And now he's literally creating an army of homeless people that will be spreading the word of this movement of the earth. That's literally what he's doing. He's using the lowest of low in the society to spread this information. And they can easily do that. It's going to, I really foresee with that is there's going to be a massive, massive movement of the Inquisitors just burning people all over the place. But that's technically the direction that I think it's going. He's creating an army of homeless people, all headed by Grabowski. Very interesting. Again, that letter from Badini was it's not out of character. It was what he's become. It is what Badini has become through Oxy. I think amidst everything in the story, that has been one of the coolest aspects of it, is seeing Badini's change into accepting the commoner and the uneducated as something that could technically be a massive instrument for the spreading of truth in this world. Despite the fact that people believe that these people are uneducated, they don't know what we know is true knowledge. They'll know, and they'll be spreading that truth to the people. It's really cool stuff. But overall, yeah, this episode went by so freaking fast. At the end of the episode, I'm like, wait, that's it? This is one of those episodes where it felt like It felt like nothing happened, but such big things happened. And it was basically almost like a 2-part episode. It was literally everything with Novak and everything with Grabowski. And that was it. But yes, everything around Novak. Oof. I really wonder what Novak's going to do now. I really do think Antoni's trying to provoke him. He is so trying to provoke Novak. He wants Novak to go crazy. And he thinks by doing this with his daughter, because there's no other reason why he would do this when Yolinta's still alive. Yolinta got away. So why did he go out of his way to burn a body and make Novak think that? There's no telling that he could just go home and Yolinta's there. Now, I do think there's an aspect here that Antoni believes that Yolinta's not going to go home. She will not go home because she now knows that Novak is an Inquisitor. Now, he probably didn't even know that she didn't know that Novak was an Inquisitor. But either way, she's got to know that he's an Inquisitor. And so she's not going to go home. She's going to run. And so she's probably never going to run into Novak again. And so he'll easily believe this, and he has no reason not to. And I think, again, he's doing it because he wants to set him off. He wants to make Novak angry because he's already achieved what he wanted to achieve. He's already achieved that. By burning Yolinta, he has essentially branded Novak's daughter as a heretic, no matter what. She is branded at this point a heretic. And again, to the public, she's dead. And Novak's daughter is a heretic, thus he's a heretic, and thus, again, that gets to the Pope. And so I think by him doing this, he's trying to provoke Novak to show everybody that, yes, that's probably where she got that from. He's gone crazy. I made him attack somebody. I made him go off the deep end. Bam, it's true. Novak is a heretic. And that's the key thing that Antoni needs. He needs Novak to be a heretic so that it rubs off on the Pope. Oh, he's such a dirtbag. He's such a dirtbag. Antoni's such a dirtbag. But no, that opening sequence was interesting. It sucks because I like that dude. I kind of assumed that he was dead really quickly because, again, he's not even named. The dude doesn't even have a name. The writer didn't even want to give the poor boy a name before they killed him. I assumed he was dead. But yes, it does suck that he's gone. Even, yeah, the fact that he's trying to push on them. This is what I went into. I have chosen love thy enemy. That's what I'm pushing for. That's why I did it. I feel this way. This is the thing that I am seeking out. Oh, you misinterpreted that. You need to brush up on your stuff. He can't. You're going to kill him. But yes, then it goes to Novak being told that his daughter has been burned. He goes over there, and yes, Antoni shows up and tries to act like his friend. Dirtbag. Freaking dirtbag. Goes over there and says, yeah, I tried. I tried so hard to stop them. Dirtbag. Oh yeah, here, you're not supposed to do this, but here's the gloves. They're special, right? Here you go. Let me pray. I've always never had a good impression of the Inquisitors, but I see that you're courageous. My gosh, dude. I so badly wanted Novak to see through all of it right there and immediately just jab the dude in the neck. It was one of those True Lies moments where, like, you have that in the head. He does something, like, super vicious, and then it cuts back. Are you okay, Novak? It was one of those moments. But yeah, all I can think of is he's trying to set Novak off, which I'm curious how that's going to play out. Because Novak goes home, and I like how they kind of portray this because he's quiet the whole time. He doesn't say a single word. He goes home, empty house, puts his stuff up, lays down. We have that little dream that he has with him coming in there, and I want to get that in a minute. Has that whole dream, then he wakes up the next morning, and then it finally hits him. It takes that long before it finally hits him. I've had that moment before where you're like, something, you get the word, something bad happened, you lost somebody, and it takes a while. And then finally it just hits. Like you're so shocked. It doesn't set in until finally it sets in, and they're like, the floodgates. The floodgates. I like how in the manga it has this little caption that talks about this guy that has killed so many, this Inquisitor guy, so evil, but he's still a dad. He's still a dad. He still has a daughter, and he lost that daughter. It's like, ugh. And this is kind of what I was getting into when they first introduced Yolinta. I'm like, they're gonna do something with this character. I know at some point, the moment that they introduced a daughter, I knew this guy at some point he's going to either turncoat or he's going to push back some way. And I think that's what it's going to turn into. I think he's going to turn into a massive turncoat. The reason why I say that is because the whole flashback with Yolinta, that whole segment is what kind of cements it for me. What they're sort of putting together there is the fact that he was a father. Again, that's the key thing, and that was that caption that they had in the manga. He is a father. And when it has the whole segment, yes, it does show us the origins of the letter, the letter that he always kept with himself. We've seen it We seen it when they were first, when Oxy and Glass first went with him to transfer that heretic. And during that segment, he's holding the letter. That was that letter. This is this letter that he loves so much that his daughter wrote for him. It was the first thing that she wrote for him. And so, yes, she's showing that. He's all super happy about it. And then, yes, we see that whole scene where she sees the gloves. She wants the gloves. She needs something to keep herself warm when she's studying. She's working really hard. She's doing a really good job of, learning all this stuff. And then, yes, he gets the gloves for her. And then she gets mad. And then she says, oh, then it's God's fault. Because you said that everything, the fate and everything is from God. So it's his fault. And that sets off Novak. And again, this is a guy that this is 10 years prior, so this should be around the time where, yes, everything happened with Raphael. And so, yes, in this moment, he gets angry because that's what he's supposed to do. As an inquisitor, that's what he's supposed to do. You're not supposed to do that. Apologize for that. You're not supposed to do that. He gets angry, shouts at her, and then leaves. And then in his mind's thinking, crap, I'm not supposed to do that. It's a kid. I just gave her a nasty face. I scared her. What am I supposed to? I'm supposed to hug her or something like that. Why would I do that? Again, it's this whole thing where, like, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is what society wants me to do. This is what the church wants me to do. This is very important. Again, this is a guy that on a regular basis is killing people for doing things that she just did. And now suddenly he's going, no, this doesn't work. As a parent, this doesn't make sense to me. I've been doing this whole time, but here where I'm trying to be a parent, this isn't right. It takes the innocence of his daughter for him to realize this is too much. And this is something that I do on a regular basis. Something's not right here. And then he finally goes in there and apologizes. And again, I think that's the click. I think from that point, he's realizing, man, what am I doing? This isn't right. And I've been doing this whole time. And then he goes back into the daughter. Okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to hug her. And again, it kind of also parallels the whole opening sequence, which I don't think that's what they intended to do, but it kind of parallels the whole opening sequence. The guy saying, love thy neighbor. What the hell are we doing? I think that's the trigger point. Now, I don't think it's going to be immediate, but I do think that he's probably going to turn. And I don't know. I'm not sure exactly how he's going to do that. It's going to probably take somebody to tell him what actually happened. And the only person that knows about this is the guy that was with the dude that just died at the beginning of the episode. He obviously indicated that something hit him when he said, love thy neighbor. So I'm assuming at some point that dude's going to tell Novak, hey, dude, this is what really happened. Now, he didn't overhear the conversation, and I'm surprised that the guy didn't speak up against Antoni. Didn't tell him. Now, he did say you were going to kill her no matter what. No matter if she was innocent or not, you were going to kill her. But he didn't say why. And that's the key thing there. So unless he spoke out against Antoni right there, and his partner heard what they were actually doing there, that they were trying to take down Novak, take down the Pope, I don't see him being able to tell Novak. But Novak could at some point get that word, and no matter what, I think it's going to take Jolenta. But then again, Jolenta doesn't know either. Jolenta doesn't know what they were doing. Like, Novak himself is going to have to piece it together. He's going to have to piece it together. Or at some point, Antoni's going to try to push Novak and say, I did that. Yeah, it was this other guy. Who cares? I was trying to set you off. Somebody's got to tell Novak what's going on. I'll be curious. I'll be curious if it's somebody has to tell him straight up what's happening, or he figures it out, or he just turns. And I think it could possibly come down to him just turning. Again, putting together this idea that at some point he snapped on Jolenta, realized what he's doing is too much. And then, yes, technically that system killing his daughter, no matter if she was a heretic or not, it's too much. I think that's what it's really going to be. It's too much. And again, to the message of the 10 years prior, it's too much. You killed my daughter. It was too much. She didn't deserve that. She probably wasn't that bad. I'll be very curious. I think I would give mad respect if it's that latter one. Go with the latter one. It's too much. Something's wrong. It'd be really, really cool. But anyways, I'll be curious where that goes. I think that's pretty much it with this episode. What a fantastic episode. Really, really cool. I'm bummed that that poor dude died, even though he's unnamed. He was expected to die. I love the parenting aspect of Novak, how conflicted the guy is. It was a great portrayal of that. And again, I like that they're not trying to flip him too quick, even though it does seem like that's the direction it's going. And again, I think the manga, that caption sort of kind of even gets me more into that theory that I think he is going to turn. And I think it's going to be about a guy who, even though he was a nasty dude, in the end, he's still a father. But we'll see. And yes, Badeni passing the torch on the scalps. I like how Grabowski kind of walked forward and said, I guess it's my turn. Like, he totally just took that baton. And again, all the signs were there. But, that's my thoughts on episode 15 of Orb. Fantastic series. Still looking forward to more. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, hit the like button down below, comment. Let me know how the episode. Additionally, if you like this content and you want to support channel more, I have links in the description below. Greatly appreciate it. Until next time, y'all take care.